Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whichever part of the world you're from. This is Kavita Ramchand from Life Success Coaching in Mauritius. So, I'm reading to you the book You Were Born Rich in English here, in Creole on another video. So, we are on chapter 7, which is about the risk takers. It's a very interesting chapter. I'll continue. Chapter 7, Fighter Pilot Study. Okay, so in a similar vein, research done many years ago, which investigated the lives of fighter pilots in World War II, determined conclusively that, contrary to what you might think, many of the pilots who played it safe during the war were among the first to be killed in combat. Strange, right? Like the people who are actually playing it safe, they were the ones who were killed first. By way of contrast, the study also found that practically without exception, not only were the surviving aces individuals who refused to play it safe, but they were the greatest risk takers throughout the war. This is so contrary to what we have been brought up to think, you know? And even I was there, play safe, be safe rather than sorry. That doesn't work, because life is not meant to be lived safely. We are born risk takers and we should be taking risks to achieve whatever we want in our lives. And, the kids who were actually the naughtiest kids, they turned out to be the bigger risk takers. And the ones who were too quiet, who listened to their parents, like me, keep quiet and be obedient, well, we turned out to be the greater losers. And it's only until I invested in my own education that I finally understood that we are not supposed to play life safe. There's no point. We are going to all die anyways. That is something we cannot avoid. Are we living? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. So then he says here, indeed, as one has the opportunity to observe the performance of individuals from all walks of life, it soon becomes evident that whoever plays it safe in life dies, and dies relatively young. For although many of these individuals remain clinically alive for numerous years, when their hearts finally cease beating, it is a mere formality, because the truth is they have never really lived. You see? So playing it safe is actually going against the laws of the universe. We are not here to play it safe. And you may say, yeah, but I'm scared. It's okay. We all face fear. When you first rode a bicycle, you were scared. When you first drove a car, you were scared. So fear forms part of the process. But we have to understand that the fear is just in the beginning. Until you get into the habit of doing it, then the fear is gone, isn't it? So now you want to think again whether you're really facing your challenges head on, or are you playing it safe? Because let me tell you something, and this is from my personal experience, you cannot avoid your challenges. They will come back to you. If you don't face them today, they'll come back tomorrow, and they'll come back stronger. And it'll be more difficult to face them then. So you want to face your challenges so that you can grow from them. Life is meant to be, life is about growth. By now, you have probably said to yourself, all of this sounds eminently reasonable, but why should it be? Or why are so many of us destined to go through our entire life in this condition of self imposed misery? Simply because we are unable or unwilling to take meaningful risks. 95% of the human population is living that way now. Some people are awakening, many are awakening, but still there are many people who need this education today and who need to understand how life is happening for their benefit and not to them. Well, it seems to me if we will cast our minds back to the formative years of our own lives, we will soon recognize where this reluctance to engage in risk taking behavior has its source. Once we have arrived at the point, I believe we will have come a long way in our attempt to combat and ultimately neutralize this insidious problem. I exhort you to pay very strict attention to the information which will now be set out before you. I want all of you to listen to the next paragraph because it's going to be a game changer. When you were a young child, in fact, even as far as the time when you were an infant, your parents desperately wanted you to succeed, to see you succeed. Every parent wants that for their children. As a consequence of this wish, they were terrified by the prospect you might somehow fall short of their expectations of you. This was perfectly natural in light of the fact they loved you very dearly. Unfortunately, however, it motivated them to attempt to shelter you from every potential harm which might come up in your life. For example, when you first started to walk, they were right by your side, and as soon as you even looked like you were going to stumble, they quickly grabbed onto you so you would not fall and hurt yourself. So I'm going to stop here today and we'll discuss a little bit because this is something that is so important for us to understand. I know for a fact that when I was growing up, my mom not so much, but my father really didn't want me to get hurt. I was his favorite child. So he protected me at all stages of my life. Don't do this, don't do that. Don't, like after some time you get afraid to do anything. I remember, like, if we would go and light the gas, he would get, like, be careful, don't do this. So, what happens? We are not really helping our children when we are doing that. And this stunts growth. So you want to understand that you want to let kids be themselves. You want to let them fall. We are going to fall anyways. That's how we learn how to walk. If we don't fall, we won't become strong. I know I have a shop where we sell bicycles, and there are many clients who come to buy, helmets and knee pads and elbow shields for their children. And I know that it's okay, but there was a time we didn't have all these things and we got hurt. We tore our clothes riding bicycles, and yet we were like, in the game. We were not afraid. But I've gone through fears also, many fears, and I've been stuck also in some areas of fears for many years until I had to break free from them because it was becoming too much for me to take. So let me tell you something, and I might be bursting your bubble by saying this right now, but challenges never go away. Our challenges are not meant to harm us, to hurt us. No, they have come into our lives to help us become strong, to help us grow. So, challenges are not meant to be avoided. You want to face your challenges. You want to say, what's the next challenge? What has come here to help me grow stronger, grow more courageous? So, the more you will face your challenges, the sooner you will grow. And the more you avoid them, they don't go. They come back again and again. And if you, till you don't face them, they will keep coming back. And they come back stronger until we don't really face them and overcome them. So, fear is going to be part of our lives. Make no mistakes about that. The only time we fail in life is if we stop trying, if we play it safe. So, you want to go full on and do whatever you want in the world, as long as you don't violate people's rights and as long as it's within the bounds and limits of nature, you can be, do, have anything you want. So, why not? Why not live your life full on until you're living, right? So that's it from me for today, and I will see you on Thursday. Bye bye.